What's up, gang? What's up, gang? What's up, gang? If you're new here, welcome to the Spiritual Ghetto. I'm your governor, your host, your everything right now, Gregory. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Grab your chapstick, grab your water, and let's jump right in. I don't have any announcements today. I don't think I have any announcements today. We're gonna do something a little bit different. So I'm gonna jump right into it. If you've seen the title, you know why you are here. You're wondering what the verdict is going to be, or what's going to play out, or how the rest of this case is going to play out for Megan and Milagro. All right. What does Spirit want us to know? Well, maybe it's not what Spirit wants us to know, but let's see what Spirit has to say about this case, Megan v. Milagro. Um, let's start with the charges on defamation for Milagro. Is she going to get charged with defamation? Going to be found guilty for defamation, I think is the biggest one. Is she going to be found guilty for defamation? Ooh. Usually would like to pull more than one card, but we have the Ace of Diamonds. They're going to hit her right where it hurts in her pockets for that defamation one. Um, uh, is she going to be found as media? The Ten of Clubs with the Four of Hearts and the King of Clubs. This is no. She's not going to be found as like a creditable media. Ten of Clubs, Four of Hearts. It's something about more so the passion, speaking of it as a passion or a hobby, um, rather than speaking of it as King of Clubs, like journalism, like a job. King of Clubs, it's there's a responsibility there, but the King of Clubs is also talking about uh, it represents like promises, like not on your time, things happening but not happening on your time. So this may push her to go. It's weird to read that in here when this may push her to go to journalism school. This may push her, like the fact of not being considered a journalist, even though all of her, like, she's being challenged in the space of like, it's like being challenged. It's like having all the woes of like journalism without the advantages of it, the coverages, the protections, right? Oh yeah, coverages and protections. We've got the Ten of Diamonds and the Seven of Hearts. Ten of Diamonds talks about opulence, the blessings. The Seven of Hearts talks about sorry, camera's over here now. Seven of Hearts talks about high emotion, ego, pride. So again, that those coverages and protections that are needed to be in place when somebody is, which it feels like feels like Milagro is taking. I see, I can't even get their names through. It feels like they're. I'm going to say the general statement is it feels like they are dealing with one another in their ego. Milagro feels like she should be protected because Megan is in her ego, and Megan feels like Milagro is saying this in an ego-based type situation. There's definitely like tension here, like individual tension. It's not business tension; it's individual tension. I don't think either of these women are necessarily a fan of each other. Is there an equal? Let's say there's been there's been a a conversation of equal obsession. So let's see if that's here. Is there a battle of equal obsession with one another? The King of Spades, the Nine of Spades, and the Three of Clubs. No, I wouldn't say this is equal obsession. Maturity came out much later, though, indicating that the maturity, even here, is only happening because they are like not necessarily. I guess you could say because they're in a courtroom now, but this is stubborn. We have stubborn behavior, mental stress and anguish, back and forth conflict. These are things that I think that where more so the root causes of what we have here is again that stubborn behavior, somebody not backing off one of the other. I feel like it was a bit of both here. It doesn't feel like just like Milagro taunting Megan. It feels like Megan just constantly pursuing this as well. The mental suffering aspect, the mental suffering aspect, a lot of just a lot of back and forth, a lot of she said, a lot of drama, conflict, doubt. Um, it feels again a lot. It feels like a lot of inner whisperings and inner workings. So let's see, is Megan gonna get a win in totality? Is Megan gonna get a win in totality? Four of Clubs is the first card out here, which talks about the lone wolf. But because it's a black card, I'm gonna say that's a no. In totality, she's not gonna get a win. Um, clarify the lone wolf. Oh goodness, too many. One. Clarify the lone wolf. The three of diamonds, the support. Um, she may be supported in one aspect. I think the uh, it's interesting. If we talk about the lone wolf, this is still feeling alienated and isolated after winning, though, after getting the win that you were looking for, getting the win that you were searching for, but still feeling alone and isolated because now you look like a bully. Now you look like a bully. Um, and again, I think this talks about heading back to the Ace of Diamonds, where I say I think they're going to get Milagro for whatever they can get out of that girl. They're going to drain it. The Ace of Diamonds is heavy into the finance, heavy into the material, whatever they can have, they're gonna take. And the sad part is like, I'm when I'm saying this, is like there'll be the judges, or like the judge. If there's more than one, I said judges the first time, but there may be more than one who support this decision. But again, Megan getting this win doesn't make her feel like it's a win. It doesn't feel like a win in totality. You've gotten what you wanted, but now you still look like a fucking bully. You still look like the bad guy. Is that what's going on here? Let's clear card for clarification. Pain and suffering. Still looking like the bad guy. Still like you still now you end up suffering because now it's like this what damned if you do, damned if you don't type energy. Ten of spades at the bottom. Now feeling like you need more protection. Now feeling like you need more protection because now people are the way people are gonna come at you now is they understand how you move. And it's not necessarily understanding how she moves, but like it's like this is going to cause more pain. You're gonna get the win you want. You're gonna be supported by the legal doctrine that's in place. But unfortunately, with that support comes public opinion and public appeal, and you've lost in the court of public appeal because now you look like a bully. Because Milagro is going to speak about all the things she's lost. I think Milagro is also going to. I'm predicting she's going to go to some sort of journalism school, and Milagro is going to return to the scene. However, while Milagro is, I won't say absent from the scene, there will be a lot of people who are now like interested into digging really deeply into Megan's life, and now they have to find the exact truth because they don't want to be sued for defamation, which makes this very, 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 very messy. In totality. Um, get, let's get some cards from Milagro. Any wins from Milagro? Oof, I think that's a black card. No wins from Milagro, but a new start. This is the Ace of Clubs. This doesn't necessarily talk about it's not a losing card, technically. It's a card of creation. It is a card of new beginnings. It is a card of the frog. The frog is new beginnings, new leaps of faith. So again, this is in order to really, sometimes in order to like have a new leap, you have to close a door in totality. And this feels like more of what's happening here. This door has been, we also have three aces on the table. So there's a lot of major event change, major if we were reading regular tarot, we would say this is major arcana. So big life events happening for both of them, right? For Milagro, this is like a shift in her programming, in her wave, in her movement, because she is now watch. She doesn't watch this court case back and see. She doesn't necessarily have to watch it back. She can see how her um, fellow brethren from Wiggins has covered the case, and she's gonna see how like where if you want to push this because she was business here but was ghetto here, these are the pieces where it kind of fell apart. It kind of feels like a machine, like she looking at the schematics of a machine of what worked and what didn't, and how this can be improved. This is a growing point. This is a challenge. This is a failure. This is a door closing. Yes, but when one door closes, another one opens. This is something that was already decaying, essentially, Four of Spades. This the way she was running, I guess, mob radio and mob media, or whatever she was doing, whatever she would like to call it. Mob media is cute to me. Mob radio, mob media, the way she was running it was very deadly, decaying. Um, and again, it's probably why she's got a lot of suits under her belt. I think this one and another one, like a personal one, girl. Yeah, there's personal, personal ace of hearts is here though. Card of emotions and feelings. These are personal suits you've gotten to people on deep egotistical levels. Not just egotistical levels, but like somewhere like you've caused some hurt to some people. They're not really fancies of you. They're not really fancying you at this time, Milagro. But again, this is a new start, possibly a shift into a new direction because the old shit wasn't working again. But it is going to mix with it is going to mix with like what you love to do. And yes, this is a hobby, this is a passion for her or whatever. But this is her job. This is her job. Um, right? This is how she was making money. This is how she was feeding her kids. So this is definitely going to shift. You're gonna see a shift with that. I think that's where I'm glad we can like I guess end it on that note where there's not necessarily a win for her, but the win is the outcome later. Whereas it seems as though Megan's gonna get the obvious win, the financial win. Um, it was tough. It felt like this was a tough case for the Brewers. Um, mm, I think a lot of them are on her side, or on Megan's side, because it just kind of seems like taunting. I keep hearing the word taunting, like taunting, and then I hear Bigfoot, and Bigfoot was a taunt, definitely a taunt. So maybe they felt like she was taunting enemies. Yeah, they feel like Malagro's her enemy. This is a card of opposition to Two of Spades. They feel like Malagro's an enemy, and she's like taunting her. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. So yeah, she's gonna take that hit on that defamation. But yeah. Dropping this on Sunday. I guess the case will be adjourned sometime this week, hopefully. Let's see. Will it be sometime this week? Got a black card. Next week? 4. You may be surprised. The case may drag out this week. Not surprised though. Oh no, this week is ending, isn't it? So maybe it is next week. This week is over. Sunday's the end of the week. So maybe it is next week. Sorry. Wrong dates. I was looking at the wrong dates on the calendar. Anyway, we'll leave that there. I don't know what calendar I was looking at, but anyways, we'll leave that there. What's this? All right, let me leave it there. In the meantime, in between time, sorry for turning mic. Hopefully this is all good on the mic, but whatever. Fall over the head.